Hey everybody, welcome to my video, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, consider showing some support with a quick subscribe and or like. That gives me some feedback to know what you are interested in so that I know whether to keep doing these things or do something else. About 4 or 5 years ago, when I got reinterested in leather work, I wanted a wallet. I wanted to make a wallet. In fact, it's this very wallet here that kicked off Anchored Leatherworks. I didn't understand at the time what the different types of leather really were. I didn't understand what the right thickness of leather was, whether I should use oil tan, chrome tan, veg tan, and I went through a whole bunch of money buying a bunch of leather that, well, let's just say those projects didn't work out very well. Anyway. So let's talk about vegetable tanned leather first, or veg-tan. It is extremely durable. It is what people really normally assume they're looking at when they look at leather products, especially if they're tooled. In fact, if you are going to carve or tool, let's put those decorative designs in it, you need veg-tan leather. Veg-tan leather can take a tooling impression. You can get it a little damp. You can draw an outline on it with a stylus, and then you can carve it with a swivel knife. I should show you one. So you typically know you're looking at veg-tan because of the color. So it's got a very beige natural skin tone. Well, a very beige, no low sunlight skin tone. These are just some sample scrap pieces I've got, one from a belt and a couple for the interior of a wallet, which is why they're flimsy. They're meant for thinner projects. So veg-tan leather is really good for projects where you have a little more experience. You want to do more with the leather. You want to color it. You want to carve it. You want to form it. You want to laser engrave it. You want something that creates a character over time, or patinas. Those are great projects to use veg-tan for. But like I said, you do have to treat it. You have to do something to protect it to some extent. There's a lot of options out there for how you do that. Future video. Some of the pluses with veg-tan, like as mentioned, is you can do more with it. It shows up if you laser engrave it. This is a We the People composition cover I've been working on. I'm just waiting on glue, and none of the delivery services are working very fast right now. It's currently the end of April 2020, if that gives you any idea of what's going on with the mail system. Anyway, you can do more interesting things. Laser engraving shows up better on it. The downside of veg-tan is often that you have to protect it. It's untreated leather. Untreated from a finishing perspective, right? I mean, obviously it's been run through the vegetable tanning process and it's full of tannins. What you have to do is you have to put waxes or oils or acrylic resilines on it, something to protect it once you're done with the project, because otherwise if it gets wet, it's going to reshape, it's going to discolor, it's going to get messed up. And that was some of my early learnings. However, if you do like the natural patina process, this leather, just like going out in the me going out in the sun, no, not just like me going out in the sun, this will actually tan and darken over time with the oils from your fingers working into it. You make a nice wallet out of this, and within a year it's a nice darker brown. I don't have a good example, probably more like this walnut color. It would be a really high character look. So veg-tan has a lot of positives to it. So oil tan leather. This is I would say my favorite for the last couple of years now. I do a lot of bags. This is an example of a rider's bag. I love making these. I love the suppleness of the leather. I love the character that the different oil tan leathers have. If you have a project in mind where you just want to cut the leather, stitch it, rivet it, however you assemble it, and put it together without worrying about the molding, without worrying about the shaping or the coloring of it or the treating it, oil tan leather is the way to go. And there's another good reason to get oil tan leather. It's cheaper. Veg-tan leather right now, depending on the grade, there's lots of different grades of veg-tan leather. So you're looking at spending anywhere from $8 or $9 per square foot up to $12, $13 per square foot for veg-tan. Whereas oil tan leathers can be had for as little as $4 a square foot, and as much as $6 a square foot, but usually, $4, $5, $6 a square foot. So there's another type of leather called chrome tan leather. So veg tan leather is leather that's been tanned using vegetable matter, right? Puts tannins in the leather. Oil tan leather is tanned using oils, and chrome tan leather is tanned using chromium salts. I really like chrome tan leather, and I went on a big spree of making stuff with chrome tan leather before I realized it's not really great for everything. But it is what I made this is my own wallet. This is the wallet that kicked off Anchored Leatherworks. This is 5 years old now, 5 years old. The chrome tan leather has such a beautiful, glossy, but it's just a rich, luxurious, really luxurious feel to it. It's really nice. There's a lot of limitations on what you can do with it. With chrome tan leather, you can't buff the edge. The edges are going to have to be left raw, which it turns out I've learned to like. You can't color it. It barely takes a stamp. That one stood up the test of time, but chrome tan leather is more expensive. So you are going to be paying $12, $15 a square foot up to $30 a square foot for chrome. More often than not, closer to the $30 a square foot. Horween makes the really nice stuff. I used to buy it from Springfield Leatherworks. I know Weaver Leathercraft makes or sells a bunch. So what's chrome tan leather really good for? It's really good for the product that doesn't see a lot of outside use, though it does. The scratches will go away, but more for something that's you just want to look really rich. I'm overusing the word luxurious here, but it really fits. Something like a photo album. If you're going to make a photo album, a leather covered photo album, oh my gosh, chrome tan leather. If you want a really, really nice bag, like one of those bags people look at and go, holy cow, that's a nice bag. Chrome tan leather. Wallets, of course. So what chrome tan is not good for, you can't color it, you can't shape it, you can barely stamp it, you can't carve it, can't buff the edges, so the edges are going to be raw, or you have to stitch thin piece of other leather over the edge to hide it. Chrome tan leather doesn't really stretch. Oil tan leathers tend to have a little more stretch to them, which is why I like them for the bags. You want a bag to have a little give to it. Chrome tan leather is going to be a lot more solid. Finally, for chrome tan, yeah, it's going to be more expensive. Buy a little 1 or 2 square foot piece and work with it for a little bit. Make sure that that is what you want to spend your money on. And consider giving oil tan a try instead. Then we got this hybrid. Hybrid is what they call combo tanned. So it's tanned using both a vegetable and a chrome tan process. I don't know which one they do first, but they use both. So it has some of the properties of vegetable tan leather and some of the properties of chrome tan leather. So it's a leather that takes a little more of you can stamp it a little better. It has a tiny bit more stretch to it. You can shape it a little bit better. You can buff the edges a little bit better, but it doesn't, it has more water resistance. It has a glossier, better feel to the surface. And that's what this field notes is in. This is a combo tanned leather. And so I was able to do they didn't come out real great. I was able to do the edges, whereas if it was just straight up chrome tanned, I wouldn't have been able to do that. If you scratch it, the scratches don't come out as easy. It takes stamps, and it's a gorgeous kind of matte gloss, semi-gloss feel to it. Go through our list again real quick. We got Veg-tan leather, which you're going to see for a lot of saddle, horse tack, a lot of Western wear, anything belts that are going to be carved and stamped. We've got oil tan leather, which you're going to see for boots, which you're going to see on a lot of bags, especially my bags. And then you've got chrome tan leather, which you're going to find on your nicer products. Sometimes your album covers, journal covers, and then your combo tan stuff, which is just kind of a mix in there. So bonus information for this video, when I'm talking about all this, I realize that I have talked to people or been working with teaching people leatherwork that have heard terms in the industry when they're going to buy something that are a bit misleading. So I want to be clear that everything I'm talking about here and everything I use is what we call full grain leather. So it's the same piece of hide from the surface to the back, right? This is not a layer that's been put on, whereas genuine leather is a processed mat of stuff, which is usually leather products, kind of like a fiberboard, or I don't do a lot of woodwork, so whatever they call that processed board, MDF or something, right? But then you put a veneer on it. That's what they call genuine leather. They can say the whole thing is leather, but it's not the same piece of hide. It's not going to be structurally as strong. When people buy genuine leather couches, right, and they end up cracking, that's why, because it's the only solid piece of leather is that fraction of a millimeter thick veneer that's been applied to a leather backing, and maybe even a cotton or canvas backing built into it. Anyway, that's a lot of rambling about genuine leather versus full grain leather. And so when you're buying these, you're spending a little more for the leather, and these products are going to cost more than genuine leather products because it's actually better. These are actually better. They're stronger, they're more durable. It's the same piece of hide from the surface to the back. That's important. Bonus. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my first attempt at an informative video about leatherwork. I have several other ideas I'm working on. We still got to talk about the thicknesses of leather. We still got to talk about how you do projects. A big one on tools. The tools and the parts. That's so teaser. The only thing you're going to remember seeing from that is, well, those look like normal scissors. Whatever. But anyway, consider giving me a like and a subscribe. I look forward to doing more of these in the future. Have a good day.